For the introduction, the case study of the Creative Venture Sdn Bhd CVSP is a case related to the master budget, a break-even analysis, and a growth plan. Creative Venture Sdn Bhd is located in Kuala Lumpur. It is a company that produces e-games. Most individuals or the group of e-game players play either in their own homes or in their own homes of their friends. However, it poses some problems such as interference because playing at home is sometimes not conducive to experience of e-game players. Therefore, CVSB has proposed an idea that is very relevant at the time. Farid, as the financial manager, has been asked for propose a new business venture before 15 December 2018. Farid has 7 weeks to complete a proposal that can convince top management to invest in venture. The proposal should include a master budget, a break-even analysis, and a growth plans. I will explain about the issue and the recommendation for the case study 17. The first issue is low internet coverage. This issue needs to be fixed because it can influence the company since it is the main need in order to play online game. We would like to recommend to subscribe to another plan of internet which is less costly than the used one, which is also can save RM100 for the internet plans. Second issue is lack of staff. For the recommendation, we plan to have 2 full-time receptionists only, instead of having 1 full-time receptionist and 2 part-time receptionists. This can save about RM600. The last issue is customers are allowed to bring their own snack and the beverage. We would like to suggest that customers purchase our food and beverage instead of bringing their own food to the game space. With this, company absolutely can gain side profit.
First, question 1. The first question asks us to prepare a master budget and whether CVSB should set up the gaming hub at the identified location of the Shrine, Kota Damansara, with the capital expenditure of $350,000 and whether CVSB should offer all the service of the 6 type of room plan. Now, let us take a look at sales budget. The sales budget was prepared for 4 quarters. First, the price per hour for RPG is RM3 and we got the sales for RM30,500, which we got from multiplying RM3 times number of room which is 10 and times 15 for daily hours and times 30 days, and we will got RM40,500 for 1 quarter, and the total for 1 year is RM162,000. And the same method was used to find sales for FPS, and we will got the total of RM270,000 for 4 quarter. As for Dota PS4, the price per hour is RM15 and the sales for 1 quarter is RM2,000 and 1,700 that we get from multiplying 6 consoles times 15 hours and times 30 days, which add up to total sales of RM40,500. Hence, we will got the total of RM162,000 for 1 year. As for MMORPG, the price per hour is RM60 and the sales for 1 quarter is RM1,350, which is by multiplying 3 consoles times 50 hours and times 30 days. As a result, the total sales for MMORPG for the first quarter is RM81,000. Thus, the total sales for 1 year is RM324,000. As for the PC, the price per hour is RM3 and the total sales for 1 year is also RM324,000. And last but not least, as for Dota PC, the sales in hours is same as Dota PS4, but the price per hour is RM20, which add up to RM216,000 for 1 year. And we will get the total sales of RM1,458,000 for all the items for 1 year. Next, let's move to wages budget. First of all, for management staff, there are 3 number of management staff. The total wages for quarter 1 is RM18,000 and the total for 1 year is RM72,000. As for maintenance staff, there is only 1 staff and the wages for maintenance staff is RM7,500. Hence, the total wages will be RM30,000. Next, for the housekeeper staff, there are 3 of them and the total wages for 1 quarter is RM5,400. While for the admin staff, the amount of wages is amounted to RM7,500, which is also the same as the wages of maintenance staff. There is also wages for reception staff, which amounted to RM4,500, and we will get the total of RM18,000 for 1 year. And last but not least, as for the part-time staff, its wages is calculated based on hours. The wages per hour is RM5, and the total hour is 1,260 hours. Thus, the total wages for part-time staff will be amounted to RM25,200 for 1 year. The total wages for the year will be amounted to RM196,800.
So next is cost budget. Under the cost budget, we are going to calculate the total cost based on 4 quarters and each quarters will give the same amount. So the formula is cost in hours times with price per hour. We will get the total cost. So the first item is RPG. The cost is 13,500 times with 2 ringgit 45 cent. We will get the total cost of 33,075 ringgit. And the same amount is applied to the second item, which is FPS. Next, we have Total PS4. The cost is 2,700 times with 9 ringgit 90 cent. We get the total cost of 26,730 ringgit. For MMORPG, the cost is 1,350 times with 25 ringgit 35 cents equal to 36,922 ringgit and 50 cents. For PC, the cost is 27,000 times with 2 ringgit 45 cents, and we will get the total cost of 66,150 ringgit. Last one is Dota PC. The cost is 2,700 times with 40 ringgit 80 cents. We will get the total cost of 39,960 ringgit. So the total cost for each quarter is 235,912 ringgit and 50 cents. So the total cost for the whole year is 943,650 ringgit. Next, we have marketing budget. Marketing budget is allocated at 1,000 per month, equivalent to 12,000 per year. This is income statement. So basically, we are calculating the figures from year 2019 to 2023. So the formula for gross margin is sales revenue minus COGS divided by sales revenue. 364,500 minus 235,913 divided by 364,500. So we will get the total gross margin of 35.3%. Revenue minus cost of sales will equal to gross income. So 364,500 minus 274,286 will equal to gross income 90,214. The selling and admin expenses is 13,061 and the interest expense is based on 1%. So 200,000 of loan times with 1%, we will get 2,000 for interest expense. After deducting all the expenses, we will get the pre-tax income of 75,153. The net income is 57,116 after deducting 24% tax, which is 18,037.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamed Firdaus by Othman. I will continue our presentation, which is to present the CVSV cash flow statement in 2019. For operating, we get from net earning add with depreciation. So the total of net cash in operating, we get the amount is 251,224. For investing, we get from capital and expenses only. So the total of net cash for investing is negative 61,252. For financing, we get from loans add with from equity, and we get a total net cash in financing, which is 350,000. So all of when we add net cash operating, net cash investing, and also net cash financing, we get a cash at hand, which is the amount is 529,972. Next, balance sheet for CVSB in 2019. For the asset, we have a furniture which is 48,750. For console, we get 127,188. For electrical equipment, we get 46,250. For account receivable, we don't have an account receivable. We have operating cash, which is 228,464. So the total asset is 450,652. For equity, we have a capital which is 150,000. For liability, we have make a loan which is 200,000. So the total liability and equity we get is 350,000. The total liability with equity and also plug, which is 100,652, to make to get the amount of the amount balance for balance sheet, which is 450,652.
Hence, based on the budget, CVSV should set up the gaming hub at the location suggested. This is because the budget shows that the new location will contribute to an increase in sales revenue and increase in net income of nearly 1.5 million and 600,000. CVSV should also offer all the 6 services, as each of them will contribute to the increase in sales revenue.
Now, let's move on to the next question, which is what would be the expected payback period for this investment? Okay, payback period is defined as the number of years required to recover the original cash investment. In this case study, it is recommended for gaming hub to be opened at the identified location of the Strand Kota Damansara with the capital expenditure of 350,000. Refer to the income statement that has been prepared for the previous question. The net income that exceeded the capital expenditure, which is 350,000 ringgit Malaysia, is in the year 2021. Therefore, the expected payback period for this investment is within 3 years.
Next, we continue with question 3, preparing a break-even analysis. What would be the ideal occupancy rate to ensure profitability? What is break-even analysis? Break-even analysis calculate and examine the margin of safety for an entity based on revenue and associate costs. It weighs the cost of the service against the unit selling price to determine the point of break-even. The break-even point is the point with the total revenue and total costs are equal. It determines the amount of revenue that we need to cover the business total cost. This is the price per hour for the seat service at Gaming Hub. RPG 3 ringgit, FPS 5 ringgit. Dota PS4 is 15 ringgit, MMO RPG is 60 ringgit. PC is 3 ringgit, and lastly Dota PC is 20 ringgit. Firstly is RPG. The total fixed cost of RM 7,901.50 will be divided with 3 ringgit minus 70 cents, and we will get sales volume per hour 3,436 hours. Next is FPS. The total fixed cost of 7,901.50 will be divided with 5 ringgit minus 70 cents, and we will get sales volume per hour 1,838 hours. For Dota PS4, the total fixed cost of RM 3,160.60 will be divided with 50 minus 6.39, and we will get sales volume per hour 368 hours. Then MMORPG, the total fixed cost of RM 2,370.45 will be divided with 60 ringgit minus 22.09, and we will get sales volume per hour 63 hours.
Is for PC. Based on the equation approach, the break-even point for product PC is calculated as follows, which is total fixed cost 15,803 we get from total fixed cost per hour multiply with number of rooms multiply with 15 hours and 30 days divided by selling price minus variable cost, we get 6,871 hours. As for Dota PC, the break-even point for product Dota PC is calculated as follows, which is total fixed cost 6,321.18 cents divided by selling price minus variable cost. We get 518 hours. Thus, in order to become profitable, this business need to use a break-even analysis to figure out how many hours of service they need to sell. Once they have break-even points in units, they will making a profit on every product they sell beyond this point. This is how we calculate total price at 100% occupancy. So based on the equation approach, the break-even point for total revenue at 100% occupancy is calculated as follows, which is sales volume per hour at 100% occupancy equals to total fixed cost, which is 43,000, divided by 270 ringgit, which is total selling price of all the products, minus by total variable cost from all the products, and we get 227 hours. For total price based on expected occupancy, we calculate at 55%. So the break-even point for total revenue based on expected occupancy is calculated as follows, which is we divided total fixed cost of all the products divided by selling price of all product minus by variable cost of all the products at 55%. So we get 405 hours. So this is the table. The table shows that the numbers of hours required to reach the break-even point for each product per total unit, except for total price with 100% occupancy and total price based on expected occupancy, as both are calculated based on the assumption that all units are run simultaneously. It also shows break-even point for each product per room. Break-even point per room we get from the BEP to the closest hour divided by number of rooms for each product. For example, RPG we have 3,460 hours divided by 10 rooms, we get 344 hours for a room. As gaming hub is operated 15 hours per day per month, using 30 days as total days in a month, the total operating hours per month will be 450 hours. So based on these monthly operating hours and comparing it to the table above, all products per unit are able to reach the break-even point within the monthly operating hours and generate profit for the company. In determining the performance of the company, a different rate of occupancy need to be set. So this is to find out at which occupancy rate profit will be generated for this business. So in this case, the minimum rate of occupancy for this business is to ensure profitability must be at least at 60% occupancy rates. So if the business does not achieve these occupancy rates, corrective measures should be taken to ensure the company is profitable.
Now, we will move to the last question of this case study. This question is, if the gaming hub achieved the projected financials as stated in the master budget, should Farid recommend opening second branch? Okay, the answer is yes. Farid should recommend to open the second branch of the gaming hub. This is due to the surplus cash as projected in the cash flow. By opening up a new branch, the revenue is expected to be doubled. To stay relevant, it is also recommended for this new outlet to be equipped with virtual reality gaming and for CVSB to form its own esports team to compete in various international e-games competitions. This aims to further strengthen the gaming hub brand in Malaysia. Besides that, in order to ensure profitability, the outlet must perform at 60% occupancy as per the performance measurement analysis conducted. If the occupancy rate is not achieved, corrective measures need to be taken, which is to convert the services with the longest time to break even, which is PC and RPG, to the shortest services that can break even, which is MMORPG VIP room.
For the conclusion, video games are a form of medium that is often associated with the negative health consequences. However, when the games are played in the moderation and with the mindfulness, they are a viable source of stress release as well as the catalyst for mental health improvement and development of social skills. Video games themselves are a relative modern form of entertainment. They are engaging and immersed on a level different from that traditional board of game and the other form of entertainment. The player actively contributes to the level of satisfaction he attains from this medium and thus is more invested and willing to engage in the element of the video game. The amount of the playtime is also an important factor in the effect of gaming. Although excessive playtime can have negative consequences, gaming in the moderation can be healthy, fun and educational. As shown, Game Hub use a variety of instruments to positively support economic development in the world.